All right, so we made it to chapter 15, which is retailing, direct marketing, and wholesaling. We talked about retailing and wholesaling as a part of managing marketing channels, but so in this chapter we're going to look at it in more detail. I am Amurjan Rahimov at Webster University in Tashkent. This is a presentation made possible thanks to generous support of UNESCO Unit Win, Open Courseware, Open Education Resource Initiative. These are the learning objectives for this class. Describe the purpose and function of retailers and marketing channel. Identify the major types of retailers. Explain the strategic issues in retailing. Recognize various forms of direct marketing, direct selling, and vending. Describe franchising and its benefits and weaknesses. And lastly, explain the nature and functions of wholesalers. All right, so retailing, when we think about retailing, most people tend to think only about shops, but it is all the transactions in which the buyer intends to consume the product through personal, family, or household use. So when you are selling to the final consumer, that's retailing. So, for example, car rental is retailing too because you're renting your cars to the consumers, right? Um, so retailing covers more than just shops. There is a clear expectation that consumers will increasingly buy their goods online. So before there was, Black Friday, in United States, where the major shopping season started. Now there is already the term called Cyber Monday. It's the first Monday after Thanksgiving. It's a big day of online shopping. So when it comes to vending, companies around the world have been trying innovative approaches to vending. For example, in this picture, uh, you see a Japanese vending machine. Vending machines are becoming popular in Uzbekistan as well. But what makes this Japanese vending machine unique is that it serves both cold and hot drinks in the same vending machine, right? So as you can see, the price tags which have blue background, those are cold drinks, and those which have red background, like this price tag with red background, these are hot drinks. These are soups, hot or warm, right? Could be warm soup or hot coffee in a can. So Japanese people are very hardworking and they consume a lot of drinks and foods, soups on the go. So for that, Japanese companies have designed drinks which serve both hot and cold in the same vending machine. So the retailers are organizations that purchase products for the purpose of reselling them to ultimate consumers. They play a major role in creating time, place, possession utility, as we discussed in the previous chapter, in some cases, form utility. For example, dollar stores, right? So we will talk more about dollar stores further in the slides because it's amazing phenomenon worldwide, particularly in the United States. So over the the retailers are important to the economy, and during the current quarantine, retailers are the most affected too by the shutdowns, lockdowns happening around the world, except the retailers of medicines and food. Even Walmart, which usually combines food and non-food products, was ordered to close non-food section because it's considered non-essential. So authorities, they don't want the consumers to spend extended period of time in the shops. They want people to go to Walmart just for food. So over the last 25 years, the number of U.S. retailers has remained mostly constant at 1.1 million, but sales volume has increased fourfold. Most personal income is spent in retail stores, and that includes online as well offline. U.S. retailers employ over 15 million people. Uh, Also, direct sales are being used more frequently nowadays in order to reach customers in their homes and in their offices. Here you can see Oriflame, uh, sales agent going door to door, going to people's homes and organizing girls' parties to let them try new products made by Oriflame. So retailers add value for customers by providing services and assisting making product selections. As we saw in the previous chapter, as intermediaries, they add value by allowing the shoppers to do a one-stop shopping, right? So new store formats and advances in information technology make the environment highly dynamic and competitive. So retail brick and mortar stores, I think by now you're well familiar with the term brick and mortar. So these are stores which have only physical presence. So the retail brick and mortar store are being challenged by direct marketing channels such as catalogs, television, and internet. So on television there are infomercials, there are special TV shops where various products are directly marketed to viewers. And retailers are finding global opportunities, with some seeing significant growth in international markets. So major retail brands have been expanding worldwide. And for example, IKEA. I came across some interesting information. IKEA, besides having large uh, furniture showrooms, they sell through catalogs as well. So they worldwide more uh, more IKEA catalogs have been printed than all the Bibles in the world. So that shows how much they invest into making these catalogs and distributing these catalogs in stores and to consumers, so that they could make selection the convenience of their homes. Especially many of these catalogs now being electronic, that allows them to contain much more detailed information than just on paper. So there are two general categories of retail stores. First is general merchandise retailers. These are retail establishments that offer a variety of products, product lines stocked in considerable depth. And specialty stores, they emphasize narrow and deep assortment of items. This table summarizes types of retailers which are widespread in developed countries, their description and examples. I hope that you've had a chance to visit some of them when you traveled outside of Uzbekistan. Unfortunately, many of these retailers, most of these retailers haven't, entered Uzbekistan yet. Although there are rumors that Carrefour could be opening in Uzbekistan soon. And when it comes to IKEA, people are, buying IKEA products from Moscow and having them shipped to Uzbekistan by air. So, department stores, they are large retail organizations characterized by wide product mix and organized into separate departments to facilitate marketing efforts and internal management. They're distinctly service oriented. I think we all have been to department stores. There were department stores even in, there were department stores during Soviet Union as well. They were called Tsums and Gums. Our Tsum in Tashkent is, still maintains the old design and old management and retailing practices, but the Tsum in Moscow was actually upgraded and marketed in much better way. And then there are discount stores. They're usually self-service, general merchandise stores that offer brand name and private brand products at low prices. One of such examples for discount stores are dollar stores, which are very popular in the United States, in other countries as well. Interestingly, in developed countries, they are quite popular. So, for example, in Japan, it's a 100 yen store. In South Korea, it's 1,000 won store. So they all boil down to $1. So it's kind of, items are packaged. Food and non-food items are packaged in such a way that most of course, they carry something for $3, $5 as well, but majority of the assortment is packaged in such a way that you can buy for $1. And recent article says that during the pandemic of 2020, which is happening right now, dollar stores have become very popular among people who are trying to save. Convenience stores, they're small self-service stores. They're open long hours and carry narrow assortment, usually convenience items. Some of them are open 24 hours, 7 days a week, usually stock about 500 items, and supermarkets. So we have examples for each of these. In Uzbekistan, supermarkets are Korzinka and macro chain of supermarket stores, and there are many, many independently owned supermarkets in Uzbekistan. But now, we have a new phenomenon where there is a chain of convenience stores now called Havas. The number of them exceeded 52 recently, and it's still growing very fast. Near my home, I have at least four of these stores in walking distance. And besides, there are so many convenience stores there owned by families. That's why they're called mom and pop stores all over Uzbekistan and Tashkent in particular. And then there are in the United States there are superstores and hypermarkets. For example, Walmart has supercenters. They're like giant retail outlets that carry food and non-food products found in supermarkets as well as most routinely purchased consumer products. So they combine food and non-food, and they're much larger than regular uh, Walmart. Some students in the U.S. they because these super centers, some of them they stay open 24 hours. Some students they wrote a paper. They did a research by staying there for several days in a row, 24 hours, and they wrote their observation how these superstores work. And there are hypermarkets, stores that combine supermarket and discount store shopping in one location. They're very popular in countries in Europe, South America, Mexico, and Middle East and India. I think we have those, we call them malls, but our malls, they contain supermarket and discount store shopping as well in one location. So Samarkand Darwaza has one, for example. There is a Macro on the first floor, and then Miniso, Japanese discount store, and many other local brands are found in one place. Here's one of many Walmart supercenters. Walmart also operates Sam's Clubs. These are warehouse clubs, large-scale membership-only establishments that combine features of cash and carry wholesaling with discount retailing. Services are few in order to keep prices low. I've been to one of these. You need to open membership, and you can only buy in bulk, so you're not allowed to buy in pieces. Warehouse showrooms, as we said before, IKEA operates many of these throughout the world. And one of the powerful, unfortunately, IKEA founder passed away a couple years ago, and he said that, like, many years ago, he said that anyone can make good furniture for uh, great furniture for $5,000, but not everyone can make great furniture for $50. So he was able to you know make it possible to sell affordable, dependable furniture with Swedish minimalistic style. Specialty retailers, in contrast to general merchandise with broad product mixes, specialty retailers emphasize narrow and deep assortment. And we can differentiate three types of specialty retailers: traditional ones, category killers, and off-price retailers. So traditional are like uh, sportswear, footwear, right? So Radio Shack sells electronics. So this one is traditional specialty retailer, Decathlon. This one is in Alexanderplatz in Berlin. I actually visited this Decathlon store. It's a sports goods store, and there are rumors that Decathlon was negotiating to enter Uzbekistan market as well, which would be great. Now, category killers, they are very large specialty stores that concentrate on a major product category and competes on the basis of low prices and product availability. So many of these are given here in this small table, but this is just example. Um, I hope that you had the chance to visit at least one or two of them when you traveled outside of Uzbekistan. So far, we don't have any of these in Uzbekistan, but we have, for example, their alternatives. For example, we don't have Home Depot, but we have Home Market. But unlike Home Market, it's Home Depot is not just a home improvement store. The assortment is much wider and the prices are amazing, and the people there, they train so well. They are not just salespeople or stockers. They're all of the Home Depot employees are consultants. They know their job really well. So oftentimes, if you go to Home Depot, sometimes you have a leaky pipe and you want to replace it or fix it, and you um, you know have a budget in your mind to spend about $100. They will listen to you, to your problem, and then they will help you find the best solution at most affordable prices. So you walk away with a $20 purchase. So one of their popular slogans of Home Depot is "You can do it, we can help." Right? So they do not concentrate on one-time purchase. They could have sold you a $200 solution, but then if you find out later that you overspent for solving your little household problem, you most likely they would lose you. So instead, they concentrate on customer lifetime value and try to serve you in the best way and try to save you money. Okay, uh, let's pause it here. When we come back, we will continue talking about specialty retailers and specifically off-price retailers.